Good morning, and we're going to welcome in our day with breath and strength and plenty of side bends. Now, Ayurveda says that we are stronger in the morning, that prana is stronger, the energy that is all around us, and our prana inside. Now, we're not always that flexible in the morning because of our night's sleep, but by being stronger, we are able to hold ourselves in positions that encourage flexibility, encourage opening. We're going to begin this practice in Balasana. And if you can, knees wide, big toes touch. If this is uncomfortable for you, then knees together. We're going to take the arms out in front. If the head doesn't comfortably come to the ground, please place support under the head, whether it's a cushion, some books, otherwise it can be your arms. And just taking a scan through your body this morning, how does the body feel? Notice how you're breathing. And then fill your back with your breath. Inhaling down into the lumbar spine. And exhaling fully. Inhaling into the back of the ribs. And exhaling fully. Inhaling in the upper back between the shoulder blades. And exhaling fully. Walking your hands a little bit further forward, come up onto your fingertips. So the forearms, the elbows come off the ground. And then draw the armpits down towards the ground to release around the shoulders and the neck. You're pushing forward with the fingers, reaching your sitting bones back. Make sure the neck is comfortable, the forehead could be on the ground, or you're hovering with your ears in line with your inner arms. Walking the hands over to the left side. And try not to go too far because you'll lose the lengthening in the right side. Palms can come to the ground or you stay on your fingertips. Forehead can hover or come to the ground. Push your right hand down and forward, right sitting bone draws back. Come back up onto the fingertips, walking back to center. And then over to the right side. Taking the forearms off the ground, head off the ground, come back to center. And then just once more, bringing the forehead to the ground. Coming up to kneeling plank. Knees under hips, find your shoulder distance. Fingertips then spin forward, spread them nice and wide. Knees under hips, shoulders draw back. Lifting the tail, dropping the ribs, looking forward. Again, shoulders back, neck long. Push into the hands, lengthen the lower back. Lift and widen between the shoulders, draw your hips forward. And then move in between the two. Noticing if one movement in the spine feels more comfortable than the other, or if there's resistance in one of the movements. And if you need to stay a little bit longer in one position, maybe lengthening the lower back, or maybe lifting the tail. Maybe it's the shoulder blades drawing together. Take a couple of breaths there. Come into a neutral spine, tucking the toes under, hips draw back to heels, pushing hands forward, look back to the knees. Use your legs to lift to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Get a little bit longer or shorter, a little bit wider. If that feels more comfortable in your body this morning for the first downward facing dog. Maybe moving from side to side, maybe in stillness. What does the body need right now? How does it need to move? And then come onto the balls of both feet. There's a little bit of buoyancy when you do this. Push your hands down and forward so you can lengthen the sides of the body. We're twisting both heels to the left, bringing the right foot to the ground so the right leg is straight, pushing the hands down and forward, hips up and back, look in under your right arm. Lift the right heel, come back to center, and come over to the right side, left foot to the ground. Pushing your hands down and forward, look in under your left arm. Come back to center. Push into the balls of the feet, come forward to plank, lift in between the shoulders. Draw the tailbone back, widen between the shoulders, press the hands down and out to the side, crown of head forward, lungs forward, reach out through the heels. So more into the legs than you think you need to. Bring the knees down. Untuck your toes, bring the shoulders back. The spine stays nice and long. Hips come slightly forward. Bend the elbows and come all the way down. Well, as you come down, press the tops of the feet into the ground. Sweep the arms back, palms facing each other. So you can imagine, or if you have a block, you could put a block in between the hands. This way. Otherwise, palms facing. Imagine there is a block and you squeeze in the sides of the block. Tops of the feet press into the ground, lift the chest or the shoulders back. Press into the left foot, raise the right leg. Make sure that you're breathing, full breath in, full breath out. Bring the right leg down, press into the top of the right foot, raise the left leg. Left foot comes down. Stay or raise both legs, shoulders draw back. Bring the legs down, hands come down either side of the ribs. Now walk the hands forward under the shoulders, take the legs wide, bring the hands off the mat, either side of the shoulders, come onto the fingertips. Inhale to come up, exhale down. Bring the legs closer together and again, inhale up, exhale down. And now for the next one, choose where your legs want to be. Where does it free up the pelvis? Where does it feel good in the lower back? With your inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Hands back by lower ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders roll forward, belly lifts, kneeling plank. Tuck the toes, hips back to heels, downward facing dog. Just taking one full breath here. Find the hands press down and forward, hips up and back. And then walking the feet into the center of the mat. And then walking the hands back to the feet, knees a bend. Find your hip distance. You turn in one heel in, touching the opposite inner arch. Chin tucks in, press the feet down, back of hands together, roll all the way up. Hands to pray at the heart. Extending the arms forward, interlace your fingers, turn the palms inside out, extend the arms away, shoulders draw down. Press the feet into the ground, there's a buoyancy, so the knees are slightly bent, raise the arms overhead. Before any side bend, whether you're on the ground, you're standing, kneeling, lengthen the lower back. So the hips come slightly forward and up. You're looking to your left, lifting your right ribs, shifting the weight into your right hip, extending both your arms to the left, turning to look in under the right arm. Press down into the feet, come back to center, turn the palms down, change the interlace, turn the palms back up. Press the feet into the ground, lengthen the lower back, look to the right, lift the left ribs. Shift the weight into the left hip. This time we'll turn the head to the left, then extend both arms to the right. Press down into the feet, come back to center, turn the palms down, hands to pray at the heart. Just pause here for a moment, let the fingertips touch, let the palms separate, elbows wide and soft. Feeling the ground beneath you. How are you holding that ground for yourself? Can you feel the inner heels, balls of your feet, big toes? Pressing down. And when you press down, begin to press out. Feel the outer edges of your feet. Feel the center back of your heels, across the balls of the feet. Toes softly placed on the ground, but not gripping, not raised. And then opening the eyes, coming forward to the top of the mat. Back of hands together, raise the arms up. Look up, folding forward, all the way down, chin tucks in. Lengthen to look forward. We take the left leg back, step back, back knee down. You can keep the fingertips on the ground or take the thumbs off the ground so you're on the tops of the fingers. Shoulders draw back, send your heart forward. Press into the front foot. Looking down, plant the hands, lift the back knee, step back, full plank. Knees to the ground, untuck the toes. Bend the elbows, folding forward. You choose where the legs are and whether the hands are under the shoulders are nice and wide. Inhale to come up. Exhale down. Chin tucks in, hands back by lower ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders forward, belly lifts. You're hovering above the ground. Squeezing the elbows in. Back of neck nice and long. Hips pressed down, belly lifted. Push up to kneeling plank. Tuck the toes, hips back to heels. Downward facing dog. Just taking one full breath here. Lifting the heels, bending the knees, looking forward. Stepping the right foot forward. Back knee down. Looking forward, shoulders back. Heart sending forward, soft in the front of the body, strong in the back body. Looking down, lift the back knee, raise the back leg, left foot comes down. And then straight away, we'll take the right leg back. Stepping back, back knee down. Drawing the shoulders forward, sending the heart forward. Sorry, drawing the shoulders back, sending the heart forward. Press into the front foot. Looking down, plant the hands, step back, full plank. This time we just take one full breath here. Engaging the legs, crown of head forward, tail back, knees down. Untuck the toes, bend the elbows, come all the way down. Choosing your cobra, Bhujangasana. Inhale up, exhale down. Chin tucks in, hands by lower ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders forward, belly lifts, kneeling plank. Tuck the toes, hips back to heels, downward facing dog. And again, just one full breath here. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, left foot forward, back knee down. Heart reaches forward, Shoulders down the back. Looking down, lift the back knee, step forward. Bend the right knee, right foot by left, fingertips onto the shins, heart forward. Hands come to the back of the legs, folding forward, chin tucks in. Looking down to the toes, back of hands together, rolling all the way up. Hands to pray at the heart. Surya Namaskara A. Raise the arms up, folding forward. Chin tucks in. Lengthen to look forward. Plant the hands, step back, full plank. Either knees come to the ground or come down through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale down. Hands by lower ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders forward, come up to kneeling plank. Either hips to heels or lift the knees, downward facing dog. But now this time we pause for 5 full breaths. Bringing your awareness first to your hands, spreading the fingers, feel the knuckles of each finger pressing down. Hands press fully down and forward. Roll the shoulders out so your armpits roll in to face each other, and then press into the base of the thumb and the index finger. Look at the feet at distance, heels turned out ever so slightly. Knees can be bent, and if you bend your knees now, lengthen the sides of the body. Or you can work your legs towards straight. If there's any pulling in the lower back, send the tailbone down and you'll feel the belly hollow. They'll begin to lift just a little bit. Take any pressure off the lower back. Ears in line with inner arms. Lifting the heels, bending the knees, looking forward, and walk or step to the top of the mat. Bending the knees, bringing the hips down, sweeping the arms forward. Utkatasana. Pressing into the feet, coming all the way up. Hands to pray at the heart. Taking a full breath in and out. Utkatasana. Hands to prayer, hands to heart, hands down, fall forward. Come back to plank. 3 variations here for Vajrasthana. First one, left knee to the ground, come onto the right foot, raise the right arm. Second option is to come onto the outer edge of the left foot, step the right foot forward, raise the right arm. Third option is full Vajrasthana, stacking the feet on top of each other, raising the right arm. Wherever you are, turn that palm forward and reach the right hand over the right ear. If you're in full Vajrasthana, or the second option, lift the hips away from the ground. Raise the arm back up, right hand to right shoulder, looking down, come back to plank, downward facing dog. You can stay here, downward facing dog, or come down to Balasana, or come through a Vinyasa. Come to Cobra or to Up Dog. Come forward to plank, and we come to the other side. So either right knee to the ground, raising the left arm. Come onto the outer edge of the right foot, left foot steps forward, or full Vajrasthana. Left foot stacks on top of right. Turning the left palm forward, reaching the arm to the top of the mat, lifting the hips away from the ground. Another side bend, lengthening the whole left side of the body. Raising the left arm back up, looking down, left hand to left shoulder, left hand comes down. Come back to downward facing dog. Stay or come through a Vinyasa. So we'll meet in downward facing dog. If you've come down to Balasana, come back up. Lifting the heels, bending the knees, look forward. Step the right foot forward. I'm going to look back to the back toes and step the left foot over to the left. We have the front knee bent over the front ankle. Turn the left heel in to bring the sole of the left foot to the ground. And here, try to bring that left hip forward. And if it feels uncomfortable, walk your right foot to the right and get a little bit wider so you can turn the back heel out. Press into the front foot, back foot strong, sweeping the arms forward, come up to Virabhadrasana 1. Straight to Virabhadrasana 2. Engage the legs, lengthen the lower back, pelvis tilts forward, belly lifts towards the sternum, sternum draws down towards the belly to lengthen the back body. Turn the front palm up, reverse warrior. Feel the side bend. Come back to Virabhadrasana 2. Shoulders down, pressing into that front inner heel, keeping that knee tracking over the front knee. Turn both palms up, raise the arms, undo the twist. So we're back in warrior 1. Left shoulder forward, left hip forward, tailbone down. We're going to lift the back heel, come up onto the ball of the back foot so the left hip draws forward. Bend the back knee, ribs it in and down, this lengthen the lower back. The arms can be up by the ears, or if you wish, hands can be in prayer a little bit further forward so you can squeeze the little fingers together. Keep lengthening the lower back, tailbone reaching down as you straighten the back leg. Bend the back knee, feel the lower back lengthen and try and keep that feeling of lengthening the lumbar spine as you straighten the back leg. Bend it once more, hands to prayer, hands to heart, hands down. Step back. Knees to the ground, untuck the toes, come all the way down. Taking the hands wide, making cups with the hands, fingertips on the ground. Inhale to come up. Exhale, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale back to center. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale, left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. So you feel the spine twisting. Inhale back to center. Exhale down. Hands by lower ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders forward, belly lifts. Come up to kneeling plank. Tuck the toes, hips back to heels, downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step the left foot forward. We're looking back to the back toes, stepping the right foot to the right, turning the right heel in. Again, now look forward. You want to feel the left hip can come back, right hip forward, and if not, you get a little bit wider, moving the front foot, turning the back heel out. Line up your front knee over the front ankle, press strongly into the front foot to draw you up. Come from the ground up. Right shoulder forward, right hip forward. Warrior 2. We're keeping that right hip facing forward, lengthen the lower back so it becomes a twist. Squeezing into the front inner heel, ball of the foot, big toe. Turning the left palm up, reverse warrior. Second side, side bend. You either look up or you look back behind you. Coming back to warrior 2. Shoulders down. You want to lengthen the back body. So tilting the pelvis forward. Feeling the hips lift up. Sternum draws down towards the belly, belly draws up towards the sternum. Turn both palms up, raise the arms. Warrior 1. Lifting the right heel, come onto the ball of the back foot so that right hip comes forward. There's a bend in that back knee to lengthen the lower back and draw the hips in. Keep that length in the lower back and the ribs drawn in as you straighten the right leg. And then bend the right knee. And again. Hands to prayer, hands to heart, hands down. Stepping back, full plank. Either knees come to the ground or you come all the way down. Taking the hands wide, just like we did earlier, with a variation though. Inhale to come up. And if you exhale, right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, lift the left leg and look towards the left toes. Inhale back to center, left toes down, exhale down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, left shoulder back, right shoulder forward, lifting the right leg, look back to the right toes or the heel. Inhale back to center, right leg down, folding forward and down. Hands back by lower ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders forward, belly lifts, come up to kneeling plank. Hips back to heels, downward facing dog. Coming forward to plank once more. Come into your variation of Vashisthasana. If you come into the full variation, there's an option to bring the right foot to the inner left thigh. So like a version of tree. Once more, turn the palm forward, raising the arm over the ear. Raise the right arm back up, right hand to right shoulder, come back to plank. Downward facing dog. You decide whether you stay here, come down into Balasana, or come through Vinyasa. Coming forward to plank, coming to Vashisthasana on the other side. Again, you choosing, this right knee can be on the ground, left foot forward, or into a version of tree. Turning the palm forward, bringing the left arm over the left ear, lifting the hips away from the ground. Raise the left arm back up, left hand to left shoulder, come to plank, downward facing dog. Again, you choose whether you stay or you come through a Vinyasa. Taking one full breath in downward facing dog, and then come down to Balasana, either knees wide or knees together. Feeling the energy of the morning within you, but also around you. Feel the quality of the air. Feel the quality of your breath. Come up to kneeling plank. Knees under hips, tuck the toes, hips back to heels, lift the knees downward facing dog. And then as we did earlier, we're walking the feet into the center of the mat and the hands back towards the feet. Chin tucks in, press the feet into the ground, rolling all the way up. You keep the knees bent as you unroll your spine. Press the feet into the ground to lift up. Hands to prep the heart. And then bring the arms down by the sides of the body into Tadasana. Bring the weight back into the heels. Feel once more how you are holding ground for yourself. Turn the palms forward to widen across the collarbones. And then open the eyes. We're bringing the weight onto the right leg, turning the left knee out, and either keep the ball of the foot on the ground, come up onto the calf, or draw that foot into the upper right inner thigh. Hands in prayer. We're raising the arms up, interlocking the thumbs, lifting the right ribs, side bend into your left, bringing the weight into that right hip. So you'll notice the theme of the side bend. Come back to center, hands to prayer, hands to heart, left foot down. Turning out the right hip, the right knee. Either ball of the foot is on the ground or the foot is on the calf, or it comes up to the left inner thigh. Hands in prayer. Raise the arms up. Interlock the thumbs as if you're trying to pull the thumbs apart. Lift the left ribs. Side bend over to your right. Bring the weight into that left hip, left leg. Come back to center. Hands to prayer, hands to heart. Right foot down. Come into the top of the mat. Back of hands together, raise the arms up. Folding forward. Chin tucks in. Bring the hips down, Utkatasana. Hands to prayer at the heart, hands down. Gazing forward, step back. To plank, downward facing dog. Lifting the heels, bending the knees up forward. Step the right foot forward. Back knee down. Come up to a lunge. Bring the hands to the heart. Elbows wide, fingertips to touch. Twist into the right. Come forward, bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Right hand sits on top. Right hand presses down. Lift the belly, twist to the right, look to the right. Stay with the knee on the ground or lift the back knee off the ground. Let the elbow be the leverage to help you twist. The right knee draws out, the left elbow resists. Looking down to the right toes, undo the twist. Hands down, step back, full plank, downward facing dog. Lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, step the left foot forward, back knee down. Come up to a lunge. Hands to prayer at the heart. Stay looking forward, twist to the left, and then let the upper body come forward. The right elbow comes to the outer left knee, left hand sits on top. Lift the belly, twist to the left. And as you twist, soften the belly and feel the breath in the twist. Stay as you are or lift the back knee off the ground. Look down to the left toes, undo the twist. Plant the hands, step back. Knees to the ground, come all the way down. Come to your version of Cobra. Inhale to come up. Exhale down. Hands by lower ribs, elbows squeeze in, shoulders forward, belly lifts. Come up to kneeling plank. Walk the hands back to the knees. Come over to the right side, take the legs out in front. And then coming forward, keep the knees bent, come onto your forearms and come to lying down. Separate your feet so they're hip distance. Bring the arms to rest down by the sides of your hips. Take a moment to tilt the pelvis forward and back. And again, this gentle rock of the pelvis forward and back. Just like the cat sequence. Next time your lower back presses into the ground, stay there. Feel that the outer edges of your feet are in line with the outer edges of the mat, so it feels like your big toes are turned in. And your feet are back in towards your sitting bones as much as is comfortable. Lower back presses into the ground, press your feet into the ground, you'll feel the tail lift up. Then as you press down, lift up the sacrum, the lower back, the middle back, the upper back, come onto the shoulders. Hands press down, back of head but not the neck. Stay here or interlace the fingers. Roll onto the right shoulder so the left shoulder lifts, roll the left shoulder in and under. Bring the weight over to the left shoulder so you have space to roll the right shoulder in and under. So you have a platform. Your hands are interlaced, your palms are touching, elbows press down. Wherever you are, press your feet into the ground, lift your hips, lift your waist, your chest moves towards your chin. Again, making sure that the back of the neck is not on the ground. Squeeze the thighs in towards each other. Draw the heels in to turn on your hamstrings. Energizing your spine, feel your energy. Feel the energy around your body, the quality of the air and the quality of your breath. And then slowly releasing the hands, rolling out the shoulders, and as slow as you can, come all the way down. Bringing the knees into the chest, coming into Anandasana, happy baby. Your arms come to the inner knees, your feet are flexed, knees are bent. So your feet could hold up the ceiling if they were going to come down. If this does not feel like an option for you now, you take the arms around the back of the thighs. And the right hand can take hold of the left wrist, or you can interlace the fingers. And this way you can have that feeling of drawing the thighs in towards the chest. It can feel nice here to have a gentle rock from side to side, maybe forward and back. So just feel into your body this morning. You want to be drawing the sacrum down, and that will widen the pelvis and also this posture. Just take a moment to notice and feel into your breath, your breathing. What is the quality of your breath? What is the texture? Where do you feel it? If you're in full Anandasana, happy baby, elbows wide, you're bringing the knees together. If the hands on the back of the thighs, you can keep them there or bring them onto the shins. Otherwise, you're held onto the back of the soles of the feet, bring the head up towards the knees. So you're into a nice little ball. Bring the head and shoulders down, bring the feet to the ground. Soles of the feet touch, knees open to the sides, opening the hips, inner groins. Right hand on your belly, left hand on your heart. Soften underneath those hand placements. So as you soften, you also want to maintain that sensation of open. So you receive the support from the ground beneath you. You welcome that in and allow the back body to be heavy. With the spaciousness in the front body, a sensation of opening with softness. Taking to the hands now to the outer thighs, bringing the knees together and then extending the legs, coming into classic Shavasana. Legs wide, feet fall out to the side, turn the palms up. Letting go of anything that you feel you are holding on to, whether that's physical, emotional. There's nothing for you to do right now. Let your breath breathe naturally. Let the ground hold you. If you have more time, you can press pause and stay in Shavasana. Otherwise, you're inviting your awareness back into your body, moving your fingers and your toes, taking your arms overhead to the ground behind you. Just get nice and long for a moment, and then bending your knees, bringing the soles of your feet to the ground. Left hand onto your belly, rolling over onto your right side. Pressing your left hand into the ground in front of you to help yourself up. Come into a seated or kneeling position. Bring your fingertips to touch in front of your heart. And we'll close with just one round of Padma Namaskar. I'll guide you through this. Taking the arms wide. Thumbs and index fingers touch, roll your shoulders in, bring back of hands together. Thumbs draw in towards your collarbones, reaching the arms up and opening all the way down. Thumbs and index fingers touch, roll the shoulders in, back of hands together, thumbs in towards the belly and offering out from your heart. And holding this gesture just briefly at your heart, holding gratitude as you welcome in this new day. Palms together, draw the thumbs into the heart as you bow to yourself. And I thank you for practicing with me. And I wish you a beautiful morning and a wonderful day. Namaste.